Hello learners, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. Today we are going to discuss Unit 10, Caste System, Definition, Origin of Caste, Features of Caste System and also the changes which are taking place in the caste system. In part 1, we will discuss about the features and theories of the caste system. When we talk about caste system in India, we know very well that entire Indian social structure is based on a peculiar feature called caste system. Historically also we will see that as part of Hinduism as a religion, caste has been one of the strongest pillars from the ancient times. In fact, the word caste has its origin in the Spanish word casta, which means breed, race, strain or any complex or hereditary character or qualities. In fact, in Hindu system, caste system also has been called as Chaturvarna system, denoting four varnas of Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. When we try to understand more in details about the caste system, it is further divided into multiple subcastes, and when you try to define caste system, it is definitely a very difficult task. In fact, in entire literature you will come across several definitions of caste system, but one of the most accepted definitions is given by Herbert Riley. Herbert Riley defines caste as a collection of families which bring a common name, which is having a common name, which have a common descent. It means like a common ancestor which can be human or divine, and which they follow the same hereditary calling regarded by those who are competent to give an option as forming a single homogeneous community. So you will see that there are many other definitions given by Hutton. Many Western scholars also have defined caste system. Now, when we try to understand about the features of caste system, like the Greek traveler, very well known Greek traveler, Megasthenes mentions about two important features. First of all, there is no intercaste marriage. Second, there can be no change of profession. So, probably when Megasthenes travelled to India, these were the two very unique features of caste system. Apart from that, caste is an ascribed group. That means we are born in a particular caste. Each caste has its respective nomenclature and is endogamous in nature. Endogamous means what? You have to marry inside your own caste. Endo means inside, gamy means marriage. Then caste has a very rigid hierarchy, and every caste has its respective fixed position. Moreover, caste is hereditary in nature. It means what? Whatever is the caste of our parents, we will carry the same caste. There are very strict occupational restrictions also which we find in caste system, and there are also strong commensal taboos. It means taboos in connection with what has to be eaten, how it has to be eaten, what kind of food has to be eaten. So there are very strict rigid taboos connected with it, and there are strict notions of inter-dining also. But all these changes have taken place. This is a very peculiar and typical characteristic of caste system which probably existed very long time back. And there are very strong notions of purity and pollution associated with caste system, and there is strong presence of caste panchayats as well. So when we talk about the origin in terms of purity and pollution, like purity is something where your occupation is also not a polluted ones. Usually people who were working on the funeral grounds, or people who were working with the removing the skin of the dead animal, such kind of professions were considered as polluted professions. Now let us try to understand some of the important theories which try to give us a glimpse of the origin of caste system. In fact, in literature also you will come across many theories, but the prominent ones include divine origin theory, racial theory, cultural theory, occupational theory and also Brahminical theory, which is also called as political theory. So when we try to understand about divine origin theory, it has a very strong religious explanation of the origin of caste system, and it is based on Rig Veda and Purusha Sukta. So as we have discussed about Chaturvarna system, so it believes, according to this particular theory, society originated from the cosmic being called Purusha, and the four Varnas, it originated from the different parts of the body. For example, Brahmins originated from the mouth, and that is why their profession is connected with knowledge, learning and priesthood. Kshatriyas emerged from the arms, and that is why they are considered as the seat of the strength, governance and warfare. Vaishyas emerged from the thighs, and that is why they were involved in professions like agriculture, trade and commerce. Shudras emerged from feet, and that is why their job was to offer their services to the other sections of the society. So this particular theory emphasizes tremendously on the divine aspect of the origin of the caste system. But however, this theory was also criticized because of lack of the scientific and historical evidences connected with it, and it was mostly tilted towards the religious side. Now when we try to understand about another very interesting theory, racial and cultural theory. So racial theory is predominantly presented by thinkers like Herbert Riley, G.S. Ghurye, D.N. Majumdar, and according to these theories, caste basically originated through contact and conflict between the Aryans and the indigenous groups, which basically belong to two different races, and probably this is the reason why it has been named after the racial theory. So Aryans considered themselves as culturally superior, and the tribal and racial groups sought to preserve their identity. So there were strong social restrictions on marriage, interaction, which over a period of time led to the formation of the caste. Riley very strongly links caste with the racial differences and also the intergroup marriages. Then the cultural theory by S.C. Roy and others, they try to say that the different groups, they organize themselves to preserve their respective cultural traditions and heritage. There were strict restrictions on food sharing, that is our commensality, marriage and also social interaction. There was a kind of a cultural assimilation and preservation of distinct identities gradually produced caste groups over a period of time. So in this particular part 1, we have tried to understand about what is the prominent definition of caste system. Then we also discussed about the important features of caste system, and also we initiated the discussion on theories of caste system. Before we proceed further into part 2, my dear learners, I would like to emphasize here that there is no one foolproof theory of origin of caste system. As and when the researches have been taking place, as and when new facts and historical evidences have come up, new explanations of caste system has been presented. So the theory is what we are reading in part 1 and what we are going to discuss in part 2. They have been the result of various ideological understandings, various historical understandings of the respective scholars, authors, both the British scholars as well as Indian scholars also. But what is very important for us to understand, that irrespective of whatever theory we are talking about, what is very important is that the origin and the rigidity of caste system has been one of the strongest social realities connected with Indian social structure. Even today caste system is existing, though there are multiple changes which have taken place, but still we see that politicization of caste system is even now a reality. So thank you students for being with me in the part 1 of the unit 10.